My beloved child, this message isn't something you can skip or set aside for later. I need your complete attention right now. Not tomorrow, not later, but right this very moment. Why? Because you're closer than you realize to either the greatest joy you've ever known or the deepest regret you'll ever experience. Don't take this lightly. Don't brush this aside. It is not just another ordinary message. This is a turning point for you. You might be asking, why me? Why now? The truth is, I've been trying to get your attention for a while, gently guiding you, softly nudging your heart, and quietly showing you signs that you've been missing. But today, my voice must be louder because you are standing at a critical crossroads. There's a reason you're reading these exact words at this exact moment. This isn't a coincidence, it's destiny calling you. You've been walking a path that feels comfortable but doesn't lead you to the purpose I've created you for. You've settled into routines that seem safe but secretly drain your true potential. I'm speaking directly to you because you're on the verge of something life-changing, but you're also dangerously close to missing it entirely. Ignoring this message could mean continuing in cycles of frustration, confusion, and quiet desperation. But listen carefully. I won't let you miss your breakthrough without a fight. You're too precious to me, your future too valuable, your dreams too important. I'm here, stepping into your world right now, interrupting your routine, shaking up your comfort zone not to upset you but to wake you up to your true calling. You can't afford to stay asleep. You can't afford to wait. This message isn't meant to scare you, but to urgently remind you that every moment counts. Right now, you have a chance to turn it all around, to step into clarity, joy, and purpose. But that choice can't wait until tomorrow. It's here, now, waiting for you to act. Open your heart fully, listen closely, and embrace this moment. This is your opportunity. Don't let it pass you by. My child, before you rise today, before your feet touch the earth beneath you, let heaven's breath hover above you like the morning dew upon the quiet field. For I, the Lord your God, have written this moment into the landscape of eternity. I have seen the thoughts that spin like storms within you, the ache behind your smile, the prayers that have not yet found their voice. I have not turned away. I have not been slow. I have not been silent. I have been waiting, orchestrating this encounter, that you might hear my heart before another hour passes. And so I say, pause. Be still. Let your soul remember what your flesh forgets. I am with you. You, whom I formed in the hidden places of time, whose breath is borrowed from my spirit, whose heart beats because I commanded. Do not think I have forgotten you. You were not passed over, not left behind, not a second thought in the kingdom of light. Your name is written on my hands. Your tears are stored in the chambers of my mercy. The cries that rose in the loneliness of midnight, I bottled every one, and I etched them upon the gates of heaven like psalms only angels could sing. You wonder if the silence means I've stepped away. But hear me now, clearly and unshaken. I dwell in the silence. I wrap myself in stillness so that you might lean in and finally hear me. I do not shout above the world's noise. I whisper in the wilderness. I speak where hearts are tender enough to feel me and broken enough to need me. Let me take you back not just to the beginning, but to your becoming. When you thought you were crumbling, I was carving. Where you believe you were being abandoned, I was anointing you in obscurity. The furnace was not your failure, it was my fire refining the gold inside you. And the weight you thought would destroy you, it was pressing the oil from your life, the oil that will light others' lamps when their night comes. Right, I am nothing without you. Lord, if He's your strength, do not curse your journey. Do not despise the season you barely survived. Every lonely step was a sacred procession. Every heartbreak was a hallowed place where my spirit now resides. I have walked through every storm beside you, not always removing the winds, but anchoring your roots deeper with each gust. You have not been wandering, you have been woven into a greater narrative, one where suffering births strength and ashes cradle beauty. Look at your hands, my child. They may shake, but they are still lifted. Look at your heart, it may be bruised, but it still beats with hope. That hope is holy. That hope is me, live within you. And now, I speak of your becoming. You see, your breakthrough isn't ahead of you, it's within you. It's not in the next blessing, the next door, the next sign. It is in the resurrection I've already begun inside your soul. I'm awakening what was buried under doubt. I'm resurrecting the dreams you dared not speak aloud anymore. I'm redeeming time. I am repairing the years the locusts have devoured. Not just restoring you to where you were, but advancing you into where you belong. Even now, angels move at the sound of my command. Even now, the heavens are stirring with provision, not just for your needs, but for your calling. Because this was never just about surviving, it was about becoming a beacon, a lighthouse on the jagged shores for others to find me through your flame. You are not weak because you wept. You are not less spiritual because you questioned. You are human, and I, your creator, delight in your humanity wrapped in surrender. Your vulnerability is the veil through which my glory shines the brightest. Do not hide your limp, it proves that you wrestled with God and still chose to cling. I have set eternity in your heart, and I am placing eternity in your days. From now on, everything changes. You not perceive it. A new wind is rising. A holy fire is igniting. You will not stay in this valley, for the wilderness has completed its purpose. I will lead you out by my spirit, not rushed, not frantic, but firm and free. Now rise, not with fear, but with fire, not with shame, but with strength. For I have declared your steps righteous, not because of your perfection, but because of your position seated with me in heavenly places. You do not walk alone. Every shadow bows at my presence. Every enemy flees at my name. Say it now, loud, Jesus. Let it fill the air, let it drive out despair, let it remind your soul of the authority you carry, not because of who you are, but because of whose you are. I am not finished writing your story. I am only beginning to reveal the masterpiece you are. Do not look back with longing or ahead with dread. Look up. I am your portion. I am your shield. I am the author and the finisher, and I do not leave stories incomplete. My child, now that you have stood in the silence with me and let my whisper steady your heart, I will take you deeper still. For it is not enough to know you are loved, you must now live as one who is claimed, marked by the blood of the Lamb, sealed by my Spirit, destined not merely to survive the shaking but to stand as a sign to the nations that I am the God who redeems from the dust. You have been walking through a valley of dry bones, haven't you? A wilderness where promises feel like echoes and prayers feel like pebbles dropped into a canyon with no reply. I have watched you offer pieces of your heart on altars that never caught fire. I have seen you pour out what little oil you had, believing that maybe this would be the moment the miracle breaks through. And when nothing changed, when the pain still lingered, when the door stayed shut, you wondered, did I hear wrong? Did I hope too soon? Comment: Jesus, be my defender if you trust his protection. And oh, my child, you did not err in hoping. You did not make a mistake in trusting. What you thought was the silence of absence was the stillness of sovereignty. I was working in ways unseen, laying foundations under your feet that can carry the weight of what I am about to pour. The delay was never denial. It was divine timing, incubating a testimony that cannot be denied when it manifests. Listen now, your ashes have not been wasted. They are sacred. They are holy ground. For where you thought things died, I am birthing something that can only rise from burial. The ashes of your broken plans, your lost years, your failed hopes, place them in my hands, and I will show you what I've always been able to do. Create beauty from ruins, glory from what others discarded. You see, the altar is not only for fire, it is also for rain. The same Elijah who called down fire called down rain. The same ground that once burned became the ground that drank the deluge of my abundance. So it is with you. The altar where you surrendered everything in pain will become the very platform where my glory is revealed in power. The fire came to consume, but the rain comes to restore. And I am sending both. You've asked me for breakthrough, but I am giving you transformation. You asked me for deliverance, but I'm giving you dominion. Because I don't just want to rescue you, I want to raise you into authority. You will not only walk out of the grave, you will speak to the graves of others and watch life return. You are not just a survivor, you are a prophet to dry places, a rebuilder of ancient ruins, a bearer of rivers in the desert. You cannot carry the weight of my name unless you have carried the weight of my presence. Do not seek influence before you seek me. Do not chase platforms before you've sat long enough at my feet to let me cleanse your motives, rewire your desires, and align your heart with eternity. This world celebrates noise, but I anoint those who have been consecrated in the quiet. So come away again. Let me anoint your head with oil until it drips onto your shoulders, down your garments, soaking every fiber of who you are. Let my presence redefine you so completely that even those who once saw your failures will not recognize you, because I will have clothed you in garments of praise and crowned you with purpose. Do not fear the ones who remember your past. Do not shrink before the ones who doubted you. I, the Lord, have placed a new song in your mouth, and no one can silence what I've ignited. The very mouth that once whispered accusations over your name will one day proclaim, surely the Lord was with them. I am not finished. The rain is coming. The drought in your spirit, your finances, your family, your dreams, it will break. But it won't come the way you expect. It won't follow your plan. It will interrupt, disrupt, and rearrange what you thought was secure. Because I love you too much to bless a structure that cannot hold what I intend to build. So let go now. Let go of the timelines, the strategies, the identities you built to protect yourself from disappointment. Tear down the scaffolding of self-preservation. I am the architect and the builder. I do not need your blueprints, I need your surrender. Lift your hands where you are. Yes, now, in your room, in your car, in your tears. Let the posture of your body reflect the posture of your heart. I see you. I delight in you. I receive your surrender as worship, and I pour out my presence as reward. You're not too late. You're not too far gone. The rain that's coming will revive what you buried in shame. It will awaken what you thought we lost. It will fall not just around you, but within you, refreshing, cleansing, saturating. Others will ask what changed, and you will answer, the Lord met me, and I have never been the same. So dance in the rain, my child. Laugh again. Breathe deep. Trust boldly. For this is not the end of your story, it is the unveiling of a new chapter where ashes turn to glory, and the altar burns with both fire and rain. And when they ask who you are, speak without hesitation. I am the one whom the Lord loved, the one he restored, the one he chose again and again and again. My child, listen now, not with the ears of your flesh, but with the soul that remembers me. There are things I must tell you about the fire you've walked through, for many have misunderstood its purpose. You thought the furnace was a punishment. You thought the heat was a sign of my distance. But I was closer in that fire than I ever was in the comfort. I was the fourth man in the flames, the one whose presence made the blaze a holy place. You must know this. Fire does not destroy what is divine. He refines it. There were things upon you, fears, lies, bitterness, pride, and attachments that could not come with you into your destiny. So I let the fire rise, not to consume you, but to consume everything that was chaining you. And you, who have felt scorched by circumstance, who have stood alone in the heat of testing, I want you to hear me. You made it through because I walked you through. Even when your heart screamed in silence, even when no one else understood, I was holding your soul, preserving your breath, and speaking into your spirit beneath the surface. Every tear you cried became water for the seeds I buried in the barren soil. You thought the ground was dry, but it was a garden in disguise. Beneath the ashes, life was forming roots going deep, unseen, unwavering. And now, even while your limbs still tremble from the fire, shoots are beginning to rise. Can you see it yet? The small beginnings of resurrection, the faint but undeniable evidence that beauty is not a myth, it is a miracle. Dear friends, if our videos have ever touched your heart or brought you closer to God, please support our mission through super thanks below. Your kindness means the world to us. God bless you abundantly. You are becoming what I always knew you were, a living testament that even scorched earth can bloom. The furnace didn't just test your endurance, it introduced you to yourself. It showed you the part of your soul that only emerges under pressure, the worship that isn't tied to blessings, the faith that doesn't vanish in the dark. You are stronger now. Not because you escaped the fire, but because you met me inside it. So don't despise the heat. Don't wish away what has already done its holy work. Instead, bless the fire for the gold it left behind. And now, as you rise from those ashes, I will walk you into the garden. Not the one others see, but the secret place I've cultivated with my own hands, the sanctuary of intimacy, the field where my voice is clearer and your identity unshakable. Come, sit with me among the lilies. Let me teach you how to live without fear. Let me restore your innocence, the joy that was stolen. the laughter that was silenced. For I do not only mend, I renew. I will not only bring you out, I will make you dance again. You will find me in the garden, in the stillness, in the fragrance of rays. And there I will show you how the pain you survived has become the platform of your authority. You will speak healing to those who've been burned. You will draw from your well of brokenness and pour life into parched hearts. You will not just be healed, you will become healing. This is how I work. I use the very thing the enemy meant for evil as the seedbed of your anointing. I waste nothing. I redeem everything. To walk with me now, unashamed. Let the scars show. Let the past be your witness. You are not who you once were, and that is the proof of my power. When they ask you how you survived, you will answer not with pride, but with awe. The Lord sustained me. His fire did not destroy me. It made me. And now, I set you among the flourishing. I surround you with songs of deliverance. I give you garments of praise for the spirit of heaviness. I crown you with beauty in the very place where sorrow reigned. Your garden will bloom with justice, with peace, with dreams reborn. The enemy tried to bury you, but didn't know you were a seed. Let this truth be planted deep. I bring gardens from graves. I bring laughter from lament. I bring oil from pressing. And I bring glory out of the very place others thought would be your end. Do not shrink. Do not silence the song that's rising in your chest. It is holy. It is warfare. It is deliverance. Sing again, my child. Dance again. Live like one who knows the fire but carries no smoke. For the only thing that perished in that flame was what was never meant to remain. My child, you have stood on shores of uncertainty, staring out at seas too wide, too deep, too wild to cross. You've looked at the waves and believed they were a barrier. You've seen the swelling tide of opposition, the crashing storms of delay, and whispered in the quiet recesses of your mind, maybe I wasn't meant to go any further. Maybe this is where the journey ends. But today I tell you, the sea is not a boundary. It is a bridge. What you call impossible, I call invitation. What you call too deep, I call the exact depth needed for your faith to rise. I never designed you to build your life at the shoreline of safety. I made you to walk on water, to defy gravity through grace, to place your steps on the impossible and find me holding you above what should have swallowed you. Yes, I am calling you forward, not back, not to the predictable sands of comfort, but into the deep, where your trust must stretch and your spirit must soar. You don't need to see the bottom. You don't need to have it all figured out. You need only to say yes and take the step. Remember, my child, it was not the water that held Peter, it was my word. And now my word comes to you again. Not through thunder, not through flames, but through the quiet wind that says, come. Come further. Come deeper. Come where your eyes are off yourself and fixed only on me. Yes, the wind may howl. Yes, the storm may rise. But keep your eyes on me. I am not the one who invited you to drown. I am the one who silences the storm with a word. I am the one who calms your soul before I calm the waves. And if you do start to sink, I will not stand afar. I will reach. I will grab. I will lift. Because my power is not intimidated by your fear. My grace is not diminished by your momentary doubt. The ocean beneath your feet is not your enemy. It is the place where my majesty meets your humanity, where miracles are birthed from movement. I will meet you there. In fact, I already am there. I have been ahead. I have walked the path. The wind that threatens to push you back will become the very wind that carries you forward when I breathe through it. Do you not know? You are not alone in this. All of heaven watches, holding its breath for your next step. Angels surround you, assigned to your path, stationed at every wave, prepared to shield, to war, to bear you up. The heavens have not forgotten you. And I, your God, have not only seen your courage, I have multiplied it with every act of faith you've dared to make. So don't wait for the sea to part. Sometimes I call you to walk on what you hoped I would remove. This is the wonder of a walk with me. I don't just change your path, I change you. And when you look back, and you will see not a trail of defeat but of deliverance. You'll see where the water once raged, there now flows peace. You'll see every footstep laid upon the deep as a monument to my power, and a testimony that trust is stronger than logic. Tight Father, you know my heart if you long for His presence. So take my hand. Let your fear dissolve in the warmth of my presence. Let your logic give way to the rhythm of faith. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for obedience. My child, I know the ache of waiting. I know the questions that gather like clouds in the mind. Why hasn't it happened yet? Why does breakthrough come for others while I remain in silence? You have watched doors stay closed. You have watched days pass like shadows, and you have tried to keep hope alive while disappointment whispers that perhaps I've forgotten you. But hear me now. The waiting is not wasted. Every moment that stretches beyond your expectation is a thread I'm using to weave a glory you have not imagined yet. I do not withhold out of cruelty, I withhold to prepare. What you see as delay, I see as divine orchestration. For if I were to release it now, it would not hold. The weight of what you've asked for requires a foundation of patience, depth, and surrender. And I am laying that foundation in you. Come, stand in the watchtower again. Though it feels barren, though it feels cold, it is holy. The watchtower is the place where faith is tested not in fire, but in time. It is where you learn to trust me not because of what I do, but because of who I am. I am not slow. I am not disinterested. I am intentional. And I do not move by human calendars or societal clocks. I move by eternal rhythms where 1 minute can carry a miracle, and 1 midnight can open prison doors. You remember the prophets? I waited too. Habakkuk stood upon his watch and cried out with questions that echo in your own soul. How long, O Lord? And yet I answered him not with empty comfort, but with vision. I said, though it tarry, wait for it. For it will surely come, it will not delay. That same word is for you. Though it lingers in the unseen, though your heart tires in the watching, it will come. The vision I gave you, the dream I planted, the healing you've hoped for, the promise that seems too distant to touch, it will come. Not because you have striven hard enough, but because I am faithful. I watch over my word to perform it. So remain. Remain in the place of expectancy. Remain even when the feelings fade and the answers grow dim. Remain not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. The blessing that is shaped in waiting carries a weight of glory that will last beyond seasons. What I build in patience cannot be shaken by pressure. Let the waiting become your altar. Let the unanswered prayers become your incense. Let the longing become your language of worship. You are not being punished. You are being trusted. I trust you with time because I am forming in you the kind of strength that cannot be manufactured overnight. And do not compare your waiting to another's breakthrough. Their season is not your standard. Their testimony is not your timeline. I am doing something in you that requires time tailored to your calling. I do not mass-produce destiny, I craft it with hands that know every strand of your soul. Yes, the watchtower feels lonely, but I am there. I have always been there, not as a distant king, but as a present friend. I sit with you in the silence. I count your sighs. I collect your questions. And I speak not always loudly, but always surely. My child, now I speak to you of midnight. Not just the hour on a clock, but the sacred place of the soul where night stretches longest and the heart grows tired of hoping. The midnight hour comes to all who follow me not as punishment, but as preparation. It is in this hour that I teach you the value of oil, the kind that only burns in the darkness, the kind that only comes from pressing. You've seen others run ahead with lamps blazing, and you've wondered if you missed the moment, if somehow they found a path you could not. But I tell you, there is a difference between borrowed fire and cultivated flame. The oil I give is not instant, it is intimate. It is formed in the hidden places, in prayer when no one sees, in tears that no one understands, in worship when answers are far and feelings are faint. Do not despise your midnight, for it is there that the oil of endurance is forged you. It is there that the foolish fall asleep and the wise trim their lamps. It is there, when the cry rings out in the distance, "Behold, the bridegroom," that those who waited in devotion, not distraction, rise to meet him. You are one of the wise, my child. You are not forgotten in the waiting. Your lamp is not empty. Though the flame flickers, it is not extinguished. I have seen your midnight moments, the times when everyone else slept, and yet you stayed awake with me, praying for what your heart could barely describe. Those prayers were oil. That faithfulness was firewood. And I, the keeper of your soul, was near stoking the flame with my breath. Say, Jesus, cleanse my heart if you want to walk in purity. Do not trade your midnight oil for temporary light. Do not give away your devotion for the applause of men or the ease of shortcuts. What I am forming in you will last through storms. It will not fade with fads or be shaken by seasons. He is eternal. He is holy. He is the kind of fire that lights the way for others when their own hope burns low. You wonder why you feel different, why your journey feels longer, your steps heavier. It is because I've entrusted you with more. I am calling you to carry light in places others are too afraid to go. I am calling you to pray when others complain, to praise when others panic, to trust when others run. This is not because you are stronger, it is because you are surrendered. Let me speak now to the weariness you try to hide. I know the weight of carrying hope when the world says give up. I know the ache of praying when silence is your only reply. But I promise you this, no midnight lasts forever. The dawn is closer than it feels. And when it breaks, it will not be a gentle sunrise, it will be glory. It will be the answer that comes running. It will be the promise fulfilled in ways beyond what you asked, in places you thought forgotten. Right, I adore you, Holy Father, if He is your first love. So keep your lamp burning. Even if the oil runs low, even if your hands tremble, keep trimming the wick, keep guarding the flame. The bridegroom is nearer than ever. And when He comes, He will not find you empty. He will find you burning with love, saturated in devotion, crowned with endurance. This is the season of oil. Let every tear you've cried be turned into the fragrance of worship. Let every prayer you've whispered become incense that fills the throne room. Let every delay become the altar where your trust is proven genuine. I have seen your midnight. I have walked it with you, and I have stored every drop of oil you've pressed from your heart. You are ready. The cry is near. The light will return. And when it does, you will rise lamp in hand, fire in heart, joy on your lips. And the world will know you waited, you endured, you believed in your God came through beloved listeners. Let's pray together. Dear Jesus, I come before you in the quiet of this moment, where the sky meets the water and my soul meets your presence. Thank you for this breath, for this pause, for this gentle reminder that you are near, not just in high places, but in the stillness where my heart waits. You know my worries, the ones I whisper at night and the ones I hide behind my smile. And yet you stay, patiently sitting with me on the edge of my uncertainty, never rushing, never condemning. Jesus, I give you today, not just the hours ahead, but all the heaviness, the questions, the weariness I can't quite explain. Wash over me like calm waves, quiet my thoughts like the still surface of this water, and let me feel your peace wrap around me. When I don't have the words, be my comfort. When I'm tired of waiting, be my strength. Help me to trust not in what I see, but in who you are, always kind, always near, always faithful. I surrender my fears, my future, and my fragile hopes into your hands. Shape me gently. Lead me patiently. Let your love guide every step I take, and may I never forget that even here, even now, I am not alone. Thank you for your mercy that meets me with the morning, and for walking with me, even when I do not see the path. Amen. If this message touched your heart, type Amen in the comments to agree with this prayer. And don't keep this blessing to yourself. Share this video with someone who needs to hear God's voice today. You never know whose life it might change.